Hi, this is Philip Martin from the Phoenix Society. In this video I'll be describing the method that I use to teach people how to perform double cuts. First with a longsword, and then also how I do it with an arming sword. The primary idea that I try to get across in this training is the idea that you need to cut through the target rather than to the target. And that's an issue that I see when I teach people how to do rising cuts just by themselves. And of course, when trying to do a double cut, you have to be able to do a clean rising cut followed by a quick return cut. So as I'll demonstrate here, what I see often is that people will focus on the target and try and deliver the cut and not cut all the way through the target, or start to turn the blade over before they're out of the target. So what I often do is ask them to imagine a target between them and myself, and that target is actually what they are cutting. Ignore the real target. You're going to cut this imaginary target between us, and that way they will cut all the way through the mat before trying to turn the blade over. When we get to the arming sword cutting, I'll describe specifically how that relates to double cuts. But as I'm showing here, the imaginary target is not just off to the side, it's also behind, so it's like at a 45-degree angle to the target. And this is really a calibration exercise. I've done hundreds of double cuts and I don't do this anymore, but in the beginning this helps to cut completely through the target. So in this arming sword section, let me describe how this relates to double cuts. If you walk up to the target and you're thinking about that second cut, you're going to start turning the blade over while you're still in the target. That's another issue. So when you try and do the double cut, I tell people to only think about that rising cut. That's all that exists. The second cut will happen. Adrenaline and so forth, and if you do a very clean initial cut, the mat will be waiting there for you when you come back for the second cut. So the only thing to keep in mind, the only thing to focus on, is that initial clean cut that goes all the way through the target, again through this imaginary target off to the side and behind. I've used this method to teach half a dozen people now how to do double cuts, and every single one of them has been able to do a double cut during the first training session. So I hope this is helpful to you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.